Hello, my name is Swissbianco. In this video I will talk about the Blackhawk offset flashlight rail mount. That's how the part gonna come. We're gonna take this apart. Basically one bigger Ziploc bag and then a bag and a bag again. This one is open, so we have the mount here like that, how it comes. Then this bag we need to rip apart. The parts are in there that we need. Put that aside. What we have is two wrenches, an Allen wrench, and here we have Torx. We have two smaller screws, that is for the Torx, and the bigger one is for the Allen. This part here goes on it to clamp. So the assembly is pretty easy. We use that Torx one to put in the screws here. That it looks like this. You don't need to tighten it yet. Then we have the part that clamps. There is no information at all, so it's either that way, I don't think so. We see here that rim, I think the rim is below, that it clamps on like that, because otherwise the rim would be in the way on top there. But again, there is no information at all. Then we have the screw that goes through here. You simply turn it a bit by hand, that the part here not gonna fall off. And this gonna go on the weaver rail, on the part to clamp it, and then you simply put it down. We see here that they did make a slot on this one, so you can take off the mount even with a screwdriver there. That's pretty nice in the field. Why they did do two different styles of screws, that you need basically two tools for take it off, I don't know. That Torx part here with that Torx key I'm not gonna use. I'm gonna replace the screws. All in all, unfortunately that item did not work too well yet. I did test it out already a bit. The problem is the clamping diameter. That is really so, this one we see it better, that is really so close tolerance adjusted that it needs to have 25mm in here. That is 1 inch. Most of the flashlights may have that, but if you have a flashlight that is a little bit thinner, just slightly, like some of the all-light that I did try to mount, then you have a trouble. So the item, that Blackhawk mount, I'm sorry to say that is not too well designed. The clamping part here is one less working too well part than the Torx screws there, that you need a second wrench for loosen or tighten it up. That is another pretty poor design in my opinion. What is good about it, it is really slim, it is compact, it is light. That part here with the slot I like a lot. There problem is simply if you have a flashlight that has not exactly 25mm, you have a trouble. It's not gonna clamp. You can wrap it with duct tape or something like that. It just looks terrible. And actually we did buy Blackhawk products for higher quality and not for wrapping the flashlight with a duct tape. Again, this is by 25mm. I did try it out by simply saw a piece off in here. We see that here that we got rid of this part here. I simply cut all the way through here, so we have more clearance. Maybe with new screws where the head is a bit smaller, we can actually clamp all the way down like this. There is actually another problem that I see. The holes where the threads are in it, that should go all the way completely through the item, so you can clean that out as well if it gets stuck or something. That is not on this ones. The strength would be still pretty good. I think the screw goes in about down to here, but just not all the way through. That is another problem with that device. So if you have a flashlight that is not 100% 25mm, that's gonna give you a trouble that you have to deal with, compared to a simpler mount that is more bulky, that I did wanna replace with the nice Blackhawk ones. This mount here is made in China as well, quite likely as the Blackhawk one, and that one you can simply use pretty much any diameter. That did clamp down really well, so it had no problem with the all-light flashlights at all compared to the Blackhawk. It's simply more bulky, and as I saw this variant, I did wanna change. So how does that look on the rifle? As we have a look on the item, this is with that mentioned all-light flashlight. That did not clamp too well because simply the diameter is not 100% the 25mm. Once it's mounted, once it's going to work, then it's pretty nice. It's slim, it's compact. I like it a lot like this. You see there, it's not 100% finished like that. I did skim the needed diameter with a piece of Kydex, and that needs to be trimmed off. I wanna first test it out with different screws, the cut off variant. Hopefully it's gonna clamp on it without the Kydex, and I'm not gonna use a duct tape or something to wrap it to put it together. That's just a poor design that has not more space for clamping even a bit smaller flashlights, but that is how that is. So hopefully it will help you selecting the correct mount for your rifle. Make sure with your flashlight you can't think it's gonna be fit anyhow and working, but then you have a problem maybe like I have. If you feel like that, then it's better to get a different mount that you can get from China for $6, $7, $8. That is more universal, that fit for sure pretty much any flashlight, if it is all light with maybe 24.5mm, and then it's gonna fit and clamp correct. And the Blackhawk simply has a bit too little space for adjustment for clamping. So that much about the Blackhawk flashlight mount.